Hello, everybody, and welcome to Master Randomizer here on SpeedGaming. We've got a tiebreaker here tonight in the main tournament. This is going to decide who moves on, who does not. But let's not get too far into that. Let's introduce ourselves. I'm Slumberjack, and joining me on the comms table tonight is Arya. How we doing? It may just be me for a split second. We have some technical difficulties. But just for everybody's curiosity, up at the top, you can see this is Inverted Key Sanity, which is everybody's favorite mode in this main tournament. As opposed to last year, we're doing something a little bit different, where every night it's going to be a different mode kind of thing. And this is just so happened what our good friend Sahabot decided to roll for us. Arya, do we have you here now?
Hopefully, yes.
Hey, there you are. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Very excited to be here for a tiebreaker race between these great racers, and looks like they're off.
Oh, at least we have Orange off to the races. Seems like just a piece of heart at the very beginning there. This mode was specifically chosen for a couple of reasons. One, Key Sanity, hopefully to mitigate some of the random shenanigans that you can see at the very beginning of the race, but also with the flute. Thank you for doing that right there, as I was trying to think of what the other change was. Flute, just to help get people around the Dark World a little bit quicker, so we're not watching people constantly climb a mountain a gajillion times.
Yeah, absolutely. That can be the big slog of a typical inverted seed of, hoping to find bombs for Hype Cave, hoping to find money for a couple other quick checks. You can get around the world a little bit easier and, have a little more fun.
we say that they hide the keys to mitigate having to do things like the back of Thieves Town, and we found the big key to Thieves Town. So
the only thing better if they could have put a hammer in there as well, but can't ask for everything.
Yeah, a hammer and the small key. Like, why can't they give us just the whole entire prize package? It
would definitely make for a fast seed, that's for sure.
All right, and we see Cheamo immediately taking that big key and going, "Yep, this is the play. I'm gonna go right into here. No weapons, no anything. Just this big key's got to give us something in the back of blinds." Over on Orange screen, we see a very common tactic for farming bombs at the beginning. You drop down that one hole, and then you just constantly pick up bombs from the top left and the bottom right. There's also small magics next to each of those bombs that you can also grab a few of. So we'll see if Orange takes advantage of that as well.
Yeah, and we see Cheamo's play early, yielding the Moon Pearl, which is a crucial pickup here, especially in inverted.
It's always such a welcome sight to see that. It gets a little spooky if you also find the mirror, because then that could imply like early Turtle Rock dips. Oh, but we're seeing Castle Tower keys this early as well. I'm smelling the AGA 1.
Definitely not what you're looking for if you're hoping to expedite through your way through the seed. And that is one of the interesting tweaks between the two Key Sanity modes in this tournament, is that unlike the regular Key Sanity, the Castle Tower keys and the Ganon's Tower Big are actually fully in the mix, unlike their counterparts.
True. Good to note that. Yeah, because we do have a special tournament version of Key Sanity where we've moved the inconvenient quote-unquote keys to a nicer place kind of thing. But this one, not so much. The keys are very much meant to help guide you where you're supposed to go. So if we do see that second Castle Tower small key, I would feel like there's a really big chance of us going to AGA. Cheamo making good use of some bomb knowledge there. There's a bomb in that bottom left bush, and then the one right outside of the hut there.
And Orange continuing to use his expert knowledge of Skull Woods to pick up a full magic.
Yep. Full magic, and then grabbing that small key, intentionally being grabbed by the Wall Master while Cheamo's still farming bombs, to get back to the front of that place, and then probably a drop down in the bottom left here. Oh, nope, going right through the front main door. So something that's super common in inverted is just that need for just find 20 rupees somewhere so that you can play this blasted game, because there's about 200, I want to say 20 rupees that you want at the beginning. There's 30 from chess game, there's going to be 80 for shovel game, and then there's another 110 from opening up pod. So getting those 20 rupees from the start allows you just to get that money right away. Hello there. Is that Aga 1 the siren call?
They've almost filled up the Eiger starter pack, that's for sure.
All right, Johnny Two Bombs, what do you got for us today? I think this is our first look at Hype Cave, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if the seed wants us to go to Misery Mire.
Well, with the activated flute at the start, it's a lot easier to get there than normal.
Yeah, we still need a medallion, though. I didn't catch what medallion it was at the beginning when it was Cheamo who was hopping in and out of the water to avoid the murder dactyl. Not sure if they actually took a quick second to look at the medallion. Oh! A little spooky with the little pigs there. Was talking about getting 20 rupees earlier. Well, Cheamo just found 300, so kind of undoes a lot of that work. Just realizing that Cane of Burna allows us to actually, with that big key, which I don't see it on Orange's tracker right now, but if we get that combo, that does technically allow us to defeat Blind.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, of course, is Blind a crystal or pendant? We do not know. But at some point, we'll figure that out one way or the other. Cheamo kind of running around with half a heart for half a day. Orange taking death, that may or may not have been intentional. I looked away for just a split second as I was watching Cheamo. Yeah, intentional. Orange lucking out on that first chest, getting the 100 rupees. Always very nice to get for the random thing that you get from the chess game. While Cheamo picks up their Cane of Burna from Skull Woods. Chat mentioning that the MSU is a little bit too cozy. Yeah, we've got some chill vibes on this qualifiers tiebreaker. Again, both of these individuals are 3-3 in their respective groups, and this is to determine who moves on. There is another tiebreaker later on this week, but we'll talk about that later, because I would like to focus on these fine individuals who are putting on a show for us right now. And that being said, I don't know if anyone's put it in chat yet, but these runners have volunteered themselves to be featured. Give them a follow. If you're enjoying what you're watching right now, you can get more of it just by literally just watching them play whenever.
Yeah, absolutely. These are two exceptionally strong runners, and frankly, with this main tournament, it feels like you look at any group and it's just like, how is anybody getting eliminated? There's just so many strong players in this tournament, and Group M in particular was especially close with its winner, Tiebreaker, going 4-2. These two runners going 3-3, splitting against everybody with a bunch of close results.
Looks like it's Bombos to get into Misery Mire, so We don't have to worry about Mizumar just yet. We don't have any medallions anyway, but at least now we know it's going to be Bombos that gets us in there. Orange getting the news that the back of Thieves Town is an option now. Let's see what would they do with this next flute. Alright, yeah, Old Man makes sense. You got the lamp. Makes it super quick and easy to do it. Well, as quick as it can be in Inverted. This is one of everybody's favorite part about Inverted is walking up and down this mountain with the Old Man, I am sure. Wow, that was really cool, cheamo. Popular, well, I wouldn't say popular, but common technique here. Picking something up, including like the Samaria block, actually speeds you up just the tiniest bit. It's like the same mechanic when you're picking something up and you're walking along like a cliff edge. Like imagine like the pod collapsible bridge. You pick up that pot that has the bomb under it, and then you just kind of walk alongside the bridge, cliff edge, whatever you want to call it. Speeds you up a little bit relative to, you know, not having something over your head.
It's always interesting to watch these races and just see all of these tiny little optimizations that might seem like very minor things, and then you look at the final results separated by mere seconds, and you never know what can swing a race.
Yeah, I mean, something that we probably aren't even seeing, like, a lot of people like to have their inputs put on in the bottom left where you can see, like, exactly what buttons they're pressing. Like, when Orange is going up this next, like, ladder, you better believe he's probably just mashing left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right as they're going up to make it a little bit quicker. All right, both runners up on the mountain, trying to avoid being told the story by the pink blob and the bully. Nothing in Paradox, except for that map on the top.
On the plus side, returning the Old Man did net Orange and soon-to-be cheamo half magic, which you'll definitely take, especially when you're short on weapons and right now only have burn at your disposal.
Yeah, that is such a huge, like, okay, well, now I can go all the way to blind, no problem, because Burna will protect me, one, the entire way, and two, will last me the entire fight without having to really micromanage. It's very, very nice. Which is the play that we're seeing from Orange at this point. Taking that big key all the way to blind, I would presume. That bomb dropping off of the Stalfos, encouraging Orange to pick up that heart underneath the pot as well. Orange making good use of the Cane of Burna to make it all the way through the Hell Way, as we like to call it. cheamo, I think, either making a dip into Aghanim Tower. We do have that one key and the lamp that makes both of the checks logically possible. Can't clear it just yet, but it is two things we can do. And then also, we can do the right side of Dark Death Mountain. All right, just a compass so far in the back of Thieves Town. Very friendly guards there, giving us a full magic refill after having used Burna to end their lives. Some good old blue mail making Sonic even bluer in on cheamo's stream. Oh, and it's our good friend, the hook shot. All right, Cheamo taking that hook shot. We don't have the gloves just yet, so we're not able to do hook shot cave. But hook shot, it's just nice to have. It's good for mobility, especially in this mode. We're going to be going up and down the mountain. I missed what that was over there on Orange's screen. I will trust that Lapoy, our wonderful tracker for tonight, has caught it where I have not. It was bombs. Thank you. All right, I didn't see anything super impactful for the very short term over on Cheamo's stream from Super Bunny Cave. With a dungeon item and then some trash in there. But we're going to return trip somewhere. Oh, we have the can of Burna and a bottle. So this would put... Where are they going? Oh, yeah, take the hook shot to the light world. Of course, that makes the most sense. You've got a whole bunch of text. You got paradox and everything like that. Very, very reasonable, good play. While we have Orange in the middle of an intense battle against Blind with that Kena Burna. Takes it down, no problem. Key to Skull Woods doesn't really mean a lot. If you got like 3 small keys really early, that's going to be something that tells you probably need to go do Mothula now, because that's what's logically required to face Mothula. But we just the one, we don't have to worry just yet, especially since we also don't have a Fire Rod or a sword. It's giving us a hammer, which is always wonderful. That puts us just 1 item away from our Light World access. Mushroom, that's always good. Not as important if this were like a normal race. Oh, hey, we've got Supersonic with that red mail. Orange just now entering into Castle Tower, going to get their hook shot from that second chest. Guards also giving a very nice free full magic refill there for Orange. And Cheamo taking that hook shot and hammer combo all the way to Tower of Hera, which both of those in this particular mode are required to be able to get to Tower of Hera. Mirror is not good enough because Mirror does not do a lot for you. What is this map going to tell us, though? Oh, fancy jump there. We now have Dark Palace information. Orange getting the hook shot, taking the Death Warp out, just quickening things up. So I think both of our runners, if they keep going the way that they are right now, we're just going to be seeing a lot of the mountain for a little bit. There are all kind of fancy ways to get past those the Lionels there. You can either use the hook shot to kind of like phase through the fire blast. You can use Burna, obviously, because you're invincible. A really common tactic that you can use if you're just learning inverted is literally just stand right in front of them for that first hit, and then they back off. And you can do that even with 3 hearts, no problem whatsoever. Some good old Hera pot over on Cheamo's side of things. See if we find anything interesting in here. Oh, great. The pod big key. Now, that is out of logic, so we don't have to worry about that now, or at least that shouldn't be entirely pressing on Cheamo's mind right now until we find that Hera big. That would suggest that that might be a little bit more important to invest in, but for the time being, you know, it's nice to have. We have it for the end of the race. Good old hammer strats coming from cheamo on Moldorm. No Troll Dorm today. Goes down, lickety split, 3 hits, gone. Key to Desert. Desert Palace entrance is also unique in this mode. You absolutely have to have the book for this mode. There's no fluting and mirroring and stuff like that, because again, mirror works in the light world, not the dark world. Orange doing some of the paradox checks that we've seen cheamo already do. And good call from cheamo. You know, if you're going to go back down the mountain one way or the other, you might as well do something, and that something, in this case, is Mimic Cave. For a Fire Rod, which does give us the... Ooh. Fire Rod and Flippers gives us a lot in Ice Palace. That can take you all the way, logically, just those 2 items alone, all the way to Ice Tea. So that's now a thing that could happen for our potential next progressive item, but we'll find out. All right, and I believe this is our first look at Spiral Cave. We'll see what this is. This is the other way. If you're gonna go down the mountain, you know, you kind of have to take Spiral Cave. This is common in any mode. Hey, there's our Light World Axis hiding out in Spiral Cave. So this is where the race gets fun. Cheamo. That's right. Everything that works in the dark world only works in the light world in this mode. So mirror only works in light world. Flute only works in dark world. So, whoops. But this is where the race basically just blows wide open, because now you just basically have a slew of items, and now you have access to everything in the light world that you didn't before. So this is just basically grab as much as you can, and hopefully it gives you what you need to start going through dungeons. I don't think we've gotten any light world maps just yet. It does look like Hera at least was a crystal of some sort. But cheamo opting to start with Southern Light World. Moldorm, just as quickly for Orange as it was for cheamo, goes down. No problems. Definitely no Troll Dorms today, unless we get to see it on Moldorm 2. Hey, a map. Hyrule Castle. Very, very useful. Not in the slightest. That is one of the 2 maps that we do not care for. I don't think anyone's taken an opportunity to look at that pod map just yet. I may have missed it. Alright, nothing coming out of any Moldorm other than a boomerang, which is, it's fun to have for some strats. There's some enemies that are unique in their nature as to what can and cannot stun them, and sometimes boomerang's the only way to do it. This could be like the Gibdos and whatnot, but other than that, just a few fancy tricks that we can do with that blue boomerang. Alright, that looked like Orange getting their gloves. What they do with them. Oh, they need to go back up probably from Mimic Cave, I'm assuming, if I missed that. Nothing in what we like to call Cave 45, which I think is named as such because of like an old strategy guide. It just simply like of the locations that were available on a map. It was just simply labeled as 45. So we like to call it just Cave 45. Everybody has called that for a while now. And yes, I was correct. Orange cleaning up the rest of the mountain while they are there, finishing off Mimic Cave. You get a lovely, delightful fire rod. Cheamo playing a race game to get some bombs. Quick, nice, easy little refill. That was a very quick map check from... Oh, no, that wasn't a map check. That was a flight decision there. So, still haven't missed that map check just yet. Oh, hello, Samaria. Over there on the library. This is some low-key jams, yo. All right, sick kid, what do you got for us today? Wonderful. We're going to need that eventually. It's not super impactful right now. That you kind of get those keys in for Ganon's Tower, and they come as they will. Hello, Shovel over in the Lost Woods. Well, 20 roops in the chicken hut. Tree pole giving us some 20 roops. Alright, what does the well have for us today? Emo just leaving bombs behind in his wake. A big key! Hey, everybody! Tower of Hairs and Logic! Let's go do that right now. Because neither runner have definitely not already done it out of logic, right? Oh, chat reminded me that does put the pod key into logic, so that is something they can pay a little bit more attention to. I prefer to try to put pod off for as long as possible, because there's a lot going on there with the key logic and whatnot. But hey, we have a mirror. Doesn't get us to Hera any faster, but Mirror does do a lot of fun things for this mode, including some wacky ways on getting into Turtle Rock, especially now that we know where the Samari is over in Library. Orange finding a sword over on Graveyard Ledge. I am sure Cheamo's going to find that one way or the other sooner rather than later. Graveyard Ledge, a little bit more accessible in this one. I feel like it comes up a lot more quickly than it would in a regular, say, open seed. Partly because of the reduced requirements to get to it. You can just walk up a ramp, and that's all it requires. You can see some maps and whatnot on orange side of things. Gonna go up here and 419 rupees, so we can go up here, grab what's in the front of, or back technically, of Sanctuary, and we can keep making our way to the right. Oh, does orange not have the flippers? Where were those? Doesn't really matter because there's a bridge that you can literally walk over on your way to Catfish. But not Catfish, Zora, but... Arya, who is my co-com for tonight, they are just having some technical difficulties, so You are stuck with me for now. Enjoy. Alright, Orange making their trip into Kakariko now after clearing out all the North Dark World checks. Okay, so Orange does have the flippers. Didn't really end up mattering because Orange chose to walk towards Kakariko. Some people like to do like the North Light World checks and they route all the way towards Zora. I could see being discouraged to do that if you didn't have the mirror that Orange just also got. Because you can then use the mirror to get to Catfish as well. Which we may see on Cheamo's side of things. Cheamo might actually give us a display of that. Some Light World, Dark World shenanigans. You know, all in all, for an inverted key seed, this one seems pretty lax so far. This isn't like a lot of the ones that I've either personally encountered recently or watched, where, you know, you maybe just force-fed Ice Pal's big key 2 smalls and then like all the things necessary, bare minimum, to go kill Cold Stare. This was nice. You just kind of got everything on the mountain, and then we're into the light world, at which point, as long as you understand how this mode functions, it's not a hard mode. It's just constantly keeping that mindset of what things work where. Because, I mean, we've already seen at least one flute attempt in the light world. Alright, racers are covering each other's tracks right now. Which, I said this earlier in the race, but give them a follow. They're both fantastic runners. They're putting on a little show for us, so any support you give them, I'm sure they would appreciate. They would have been running either way, so it's not necessarily like their time, but like being featured on stream can sometimes be a little bit, the tiniest bit nerve-wracking, so there's still some energy being expended here to be put on display for hundreds of people to watch. Cheamo doing those checks I mentioned before for a small key with that mushroom turn-in. Misery Meyer. Now, Misery Meyer small keys, I believe you need 3 to logically beat Misery Meyer, but the reality is you don't really need any at all. Period. It's kind of like Skull Woods, where you can just kind of like run through it on a certain path and just go straight to the boss. As long as you haven't scummed the key from the back of Skull Woods, at least. But Misery Meyer, small keys. We have the 3 small keys, actually. I am just seeing on Cheamo's side of things. So completely in logic once we find those boots. Oop. All right, Catfish, what do you got for us today? Nothing. Over on Orange's side of things, we're seeing something completely different. We're seeing some hammer pegs. Which gives us nothing. Whoa. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what's going on right now. I can hear things happening. So, give us just a moment. We'll be right back. Chat asking, do we know where Bombos is? I have not seen it. I do know that it's required for Misery Meyer. but also we need the boots to get that Cane of Samaya off library for Misery Mire as well. But if we do find the bombos, we can at least go into Misery Mire because with that hook shot. Yes, chat. This is the game's extremely hard mode. Orange is doing fantastically with this overworld dark room. Using those hook shots, using those sound cues to navigate all of the dark world. I mean, at this point, we could probably make a guessing game out of this. Where is Orange right now, based on the sound cues? Here's some murder dactyls. Okay. So now we're somewhere in the underworld. Oh, that was a quick check. So something we walked into and walked out of. We do have people looking into this for us, so... Alright, well, that was a save and quit. Here's some bombardiers, so we're probably south of Link's house right now. This sounds like it could be the dam. Yep. There's the floodgates opening. Yeah, both of our screens just kind of froze at the same time. So we're working on it. So we're just here listening to some jams and some sound cues, and unfortunately, me, while we get things kind of sorted. Or until I'm instructed otherwise. Alright, I am being told we are going to reboot some things here. So, it may go dark for a little bit. It's gonna be no darker than it is right now on Orange's screen. So, completely intended if things disappear for a moment. Darker. Yeah, we're rebooting some things. Yes, chat. All right, are we back now? I may actually need to pull up the stream myself elsewhere. Give me 1 second. All right, give me just 1 more second, folks, while I watch an ad. All right. I am now watching what you folks are watching. It looks like we are back. All right, so, gosh, what did we... There's so much we could have missed. This is key sanity. Who knows? At least we have a Gans Tower small key, you know? Very, very useful. Looks like cheamo's in the front. Orange, we kind of knew where they were for a big portion of that quiet period. So, yeah, we good? Chat? Cool. Everything looks wonderful now. And our tracker, Lapoy, tonight. By the way, let's talk about the people working on this stuff. I'm Slumberjack. I'm doing the commentary for tonight. Lapoy is my partner in this, doing all the tracking, hitting the buttons behind the scenes, getting us caught up on what is in their inventory any moment that we get where they pause their screens temporarily. Super useful, especially since I am a space cadet sometimes who doesn't notice that a big key for Swamp Palace was just found. So yeah, feel free to give us a follow. And that's cool. And also just a behind-the-scenes shout-out thank you to Drossi, who helped us get back up and running so that we can all enjoy this little race together. All right. So now that I have the stream pulled up via traditional methods, we're going to get our Zora check that I may or may not have missed earlier. It's hard to remember. Master Sword in Zelda Cell. Very, very cool. Love to see it. Over on cheamo's side of things. Right. I just noticed Orange is its name. It was just like Orng. I got a little chuckle out of seeing that. All right, Orange back in this area. Both of them near the Bombardier, south of Dark Link's house. See where Orange opts to go. We know that Orange already checked out the dam and whatnot from those sound keys that we were getting earlier. Maybe what cheamo is now going into, which gives us the opportunity, maybe, nope, to see what was in there. Premium crystals from Desert Palace and Eastern Palace. The big one, too, are red crystals. So that is always super useful information. For those of you who don't know, this is inverted. So things are a little bit backwards. And their key locations, I say as cheamo gets a key to Dark Palace, there are key locations in the game that have been flip-flopped. Specifically, Link's house and the bomb shop are found in the other world that they normally are. And then the mountain climb has been flip-flopped with the cave that normally puts you up on Cape Ledge, essentially. And that's just to make like Light World, Dark World routing easier normally for this mode. Not as important because we have the flute for this particular variation, but cheamo showing off some mirror text here. You can mirror literally right on top of Jeremiah the Frog right there. And grab yourself a little friend. He's a dwarf! Who knew? Alright, and I believe when we came back online, cheamo was in the middle of this descent into Hyrule Castle. So now we'll be able to see everything that actually was here. Or at least I will. Maybe you folks caught it because I was busy switching streams and whatnot, but it's a heart. Great. I know the Master Sword's in the last check here. The Saint Heart from the Smiths. I am being informed by chat. Very cool. Yeah, we're starting to look pretty healthy. We got 10 hearts over there on cheamo's side of things. Oh, that's right. I remember the big key of Swamp Palace. All right, and then Orange is gonna get their Master Sword and be out of here. Mirror mixes a relatively quick dip because you can just peace out. Cheamo walking that purple chest. I think Orange was doing this earlier, and maybe I missed it, but... Whoop! There we go. Wow, it's the big key of this dungeon. All right, we'll get to see what's in Dark Cross. Okay. So some other alterations to this world. Checkerboard Cave. Not really locked behind anything. You just walk right up to it. Kind of like you could with Cave 45 or Graveyard Ledge, because there's no like way to mirror to them anymore. There's a small key over there on Desert Ledge. I don't think we have the most important small key, which is the Swamp Palace small key. Maybe we won't ever need it. I'm not sure if it's a crystal or a pendant just yet. Compasses in this mode really don't do a lot for us. There have been recent changes to compasses that in certain modes, such as, you know, MC Boss Shuffle, which is a tournament mode, you can actually use those compasses now to look at the map in a dungeon. I know that sounds weird. To see what boss is waiting for you at the very end of the dungeon. I learned the hard way recently that it does not work for Ganon's Tower. It just, because if you want to know what 3 dungeon bosses are in there, it just tells you Aghanim. It was a little bit disappointing to find out that way, because like, oh, I'll figure out if Trinex is there or not. Once I get there, I have the compass again. So, no, it just tells you Aghanim. I believe Orange is listening to Loop Hero. I saw some folks talking in chat about it. Chat was asking that for anyone who's watching this on the YouTubes in the future. Do we know green pendant information? Oh, yes, we do. Hey, big key to Ganon's Tower. That means we will not be playing a game today. Everybody's favorite game. That is a cherished tradition. This is not going to be happening today. I can't even talk about it anymore. Anyway, I think this is our first look at Pod. Surprisingly, a large amount of stuff you can do with Pod with just the 2 small keys. Logically, you can't really get to the back without 4. But I mean, there are ways to get to the back without, you know, you can just literally just go straight there and just not use the small key on other things. So. Quake is required for Turtle Rock, or is it? Again, with that mirror, you can just go into Turtle Rock through the back, like, really easily, so we may never even see Quake. We may just see a bunch of Turtle Rock small keys at some point. It's kind of encouraging that we haven't seen any at all just yet. It's kind of nice. Cheamo taking the back door entrance to Hookshot Cave. Love it. Big key to Skullwoods. I missed whatever that was Orange just picked up. Hey, and there's our small key to Swamp Palace. So pretty much all small keys that we find from here on out kind of suggest what is available to you, but I don't think we're really hard locked out of anything except for specific checks now. But we can go into every dungeon at this point once we have the required items. You know, we still need... Oh, we can actually just go into Swamp Palace now, huh? Well then, yep. Alright, I saw Orange just pick up like 20 rupees there. Alright, chat, you're gonna have to help me out. Have we seen anything interesting in Pod just yet? I haven't noticed anything. Cheamo, cleaning things up. We got that Tower of Hera big key out of Kakariko long after we had already cleared out this dungeon. So we're just gonna tidy things up here and go for the big chest at the top. Orange finding a compass in the back of Pod. Alright, Cheamo. Was this worth it? No. 10 arrows. Hooray. Orange setting that golden bee free. Don't really need it at this point. We've spent all the early money that we needed to in the Dark World already. I mean, we're in Pod. That was like probably the last big expense that we had to worry about. And we're sitting on 500 rupees, so the only thing the gold bee could be used for is like bottle merchant, turn in to get that 100 rupees. Don't need it. I wonder, yep, this is going to be a hammer jump because we have 0 keys over on Orange's screen. Some pause, save, quit buffering. Easy peasy coming out from Orange. Okay. What else is in the spooky maze? It's just bombs. Alright. Let's go somewhere else. Alright, Cheamo. Entering the light world. Where are we going? Oh, that's right. We just got that Swamp Palace small key. And we have the big key. Yeah, let's just do all of Swamp Palace. That sounds like a good grand old time. Nice. We don't have to worry about a small key hunt this race. I hope. Knock on wood. You know what that does mean? Is we're probably going to be looking at an ice rod hunt or something. Also, where's our boots? I want to see your runners get that cane of Samaria that's still just sitting up there on a library. Maybe Cheamo will find it pretty soon. Orange, retracing some of Cheamo's steps here in Spike Cave. Ice rod on ped. Oh. Well then. Well, I guess we're not dealing with an ice rod hunt either. This is a delightful seed. You know, if I ever get rolled inverted, I want something like this, where it's just like, here's all the stuff that normally harms you. Just have it. No ice rod hunt today. No Aga Tower hunt. How close were you to go mode? No idea. We are still lacking some information as to what the wind conditions are, because we do not know where our third pendant is. But if Misery Mire ends up being a crystal, then we're probably a lot closer. But we do need things like the bow. We need the boots to get our Samaria. And we need bombos to get into Misery Mire. And then some big keys, probably. Yeah, Eastern Palace, big key we still need. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, so we don't need Bombos anymore. Maybe I should just keep saying that. Maybe I just be like, man, you know what they need? They need the boots. And now Cheamo's gonna find it in the left side swamp. Cheamo is setting up what we like to call a little glitch there. Diver down. You blow up that bomb as you pass through the door. The game kind of remembers that that bomb is in the middle of blowing up. This is a very, very basic explanation of this. And then what you do is Cheamo's going to use the bomb here to kind of clip themselves into the railing. The thing is with Diver Down, the reason it works... Okay, so the bomb finished blowing up, hit the switch for you. The reason it worked is only the tile directly north of those stairs is considered quote-unquote water, and that's what basically triggers the hopping into the water animation. So if you clip into the railing to the right of it and then hop down, that prevents that trigger from happening, so you can just walk on top of the water. Okay, left side swamp, boots! Okay. Alright, well, I was 2 for 3, 2 for 3. On saying what they would find next. Just a bunch of arrows on left side swamp. Feels good. Orange, do you have that small key? I imagine Orange must have the Swamp Palace small key. I just don't see it on the tracker at the moment. Probably an input. That's definitely the play they're making right now. Yeah. Swamp Palace small was in Hookshot Cave, and I just missed whether Orange just did that recently or not. Oh, Orange has already been in here too. That must have happened when we were during our little blackout phase. That's right. I do specifically remember Ice Rod for Orange. I do specifically remember when we were blacked out, Orange pulling the dam. So probably routed in that very first check while they were doing that. It's a quick mirror away. And if you're going to be pulling the dam anyway to get the items out of it, then might as well. Bug Knight. Now we're looking good. To catch some fairies. So we got the Bombos out of here, which does give us Misery Mire access, especially with that flute getting us there super quick. So I would imagine that's where Cheamo goes next, and then also Orange following in suit. Ooh, a triple puff grab from Cheamo. Very fancy. Taking care of these puffs, no problem. It's just a quick hook shot and a spin for each of them. You can also do this with Fighter Sword. It's a little bit trickier on placement. Alright, and quick kill with Master Sword is pretty dang difficult, but job's done. Doesn't really matter. We've got a dead Argus over on Cheamo's side of things, giving us a small key to Turtle Rock. Chat asking, yes, both runners at this point do have Ice Rod. Ooh, Fire Snake being a little bit rude there. As well as the South supposed to be like, hey, do you need these stairs for any particular reason? Like a trick? A glitch? Yep, and as predicted, Cheamo taking that newfound Bombos, that big key, those 3 small keys, all for a fully in logic. Oh no, we need boots. We need boots. Where did it go? Is this going to be a seed where we find the boots inside of Misery Mire so that we have to go back to library to grab the Samaria to come back into here? And then some form of progression is going to be on Vitreous. Is that what we're looking at here? Over on Orange side of things, getting those 20 fantastic arrows from Left Side Swamp. Now, this is just as a reminder, because we did have some technical difficulties, but just to review, while we watch these runners kind of go through these dungeons, this is a tiebreaker match. So between Cheamo and Orange, they both finished their respective groups, or their respective Group M tiebreaker. You can see at the top of the screen, 3-3. So this is kind of decide who moves on, who does not. So this is a pretty important race for these runners. There is another tiebreaker that's happening later this week, I believe on Wednesday, for a different group. But other than that, like, these are the this one and that one are the last two races for the main tournament for this particular stage of the tournament. After which, I think we take a week off, and then we'll be back on like Saturday of this week, kind of thing, for the next round, which I believe is brackets. That's true for both the main tournament and I believe the Challenge Cup. So we're only just getting started, even if this may be the end for some of our runners here. All right, Cheamo doing some good old cutscene chest. Might as well clear everything out of here. You've got those 3 small keys telling you everything's on logic. So yeah, might as well be thorough. Makes sense to me. Chat asking about sprites. Yes, we have Supersonic on the left because they have their red mail. And then on the right-hand side, Orange is playing as Freya from Final Fantasy IX. I believe that's what her name is. Full heart container coming from Left Side Swamp. Alright, Argus doing an idle animation there, throwing out non-existent puffs. Ooh, very close to that quick kill. Very, very tricky with the Master Sword, but hey, Argus goes down. Nice. Alright. Crystal for Orange. And then, yeah, we're just going to continue at this point. I can't imagine Orange does not follow Cheamo into Misery Mire. I mean, we just got that Bombos, which is like, hey, go this way. Hello, Bo. There's a little spot of progression. And our 4th pod small. So that unlocks most of pod. These runners, they know hammering up or have already done it. Oh my gosh. Alright, game. So, let's take that big key and that bow and go get ourselves a 5-6 red crystal, huh? That is Eastern Palace fully in logic at this point. And, yep, we're going to go into the light world. We're going to mirror. We're probably going to do Eastern Palace. We're going to mirror into pod, finish that up. And then from there, we're really just looking for the boots to get our Samaria off of library. And then we need a Thieves Town big and a Desert Palace big. And so we don't know what Misery Mire and Turtle Rock are just yet, but one of those two are going to be required. Ah, yes, back to the chill beats with Cheamo stream. Chill, a link to the past randomizer beats to listen to while you study. And get 50 rupees. Alright, good old 20 rupees. Alright. Guess now would be a good time to remind you all, follow our runners. You know, one of them may not be moving past this particular stage, but they... Oh, hello, Boots! Follow our runners, and you too can find your own pair of Pegasus boots. Which, that gives us Samaria. So we're just looking for big keys now, huh? I believe. We may need a Turtle Rock big. We need that Thieves Town big. We need a Desert Palace big. But if Misery Mire ends up being our crystal, then we don't need anything else from Turtle Rock, hopefully. Although that just means one of the big keys are going to be in Turtle Rock. Oh, chat pointing out. I said this at the very beginning of the race. Yes, we need the book for Desert Palace. That is very true, and not true in any other mode, but in this mode in particular, you absolutely do need the book to get into Desert Palace. There's no other way in. There's no back door. There's no mirroring to get into Desert Palace. Fun fact, those little like message plates that Cheamo just ran by, you can hookshot to those. Did you know that? If not, now you do. Not super important to know right now because we have the boots. But that is a way to speed up that little hallway if you do not have the boots. Alright, Orange, now equipped with their bow, I believe they're also just going to be falling right behind Cheamo once more. So, very close race. They are just literally a dungeon length, like, next to each other. I believe otherwise, we lost a little bit of information, a little bit of intel when we were blacked out for a little bit, but yeah, I would assume they've done otherwise mostly all the same checks. Cheamo setting up for a quick kill on Armos Knights, getting those first 5 arrows off very clean. Beautiful. Good job, Cheamo. I believe from here we're going to see a mirror into pod, because we've got those 4 pod small keys, which gives us access to, like, again, if you know Hammerium, you can do pretty much all but one chest with just those 4 small keys. I think people typically try to leave big key chests behind because it's right there in the front of pod, so if you absolutely have to come back later, it's right there in the front. Oh! Cheamo making a liar out of me. Oh! Never mind. Didn't realize Cheamo hadn't gone into pod yet, so we needed to pick up our little Kiki friend. Oh. Oh. Well, no one saw that. So what Cheamo's doing here is Cheamo's gonna go pick up Kiki now, because we need Kiki to get into pod. Yes, exactly as I predicted. Perfect. Oh, pendant on Turtle Rock. So we do not need, hopefully, the Turtle Rock big key. So we have all the knowledge that we need now, at least on Cheamo's side of things. I'm not sure if Orange has done a map check recently, but at least Cheamo knows what go mode is. And really all we're missing for that is some big keys and a book. What's Samaria, you say? It's on library. We'll get it. We at least know where Samaria is. And both runners have the ability to grab it. Right. Good old map of Swamp Palace. Very useful. Also, again, shout-outs to, while we're watching runners just kind of retrace each other's steps or hop into pod for the first time. I'm Slumberjack. You're free to give me a follow, but more importantly, give Lapoy a follow if you would like. They're the ones behind the scenes pressing all the buttons, getting us caught up after we had that little bit of an outage earlier. Being very diligent in their bookkeeping. Very much appreciated. Keeps me on track because Lord knows I can't pay attention all the time, 100% of the time. Chat asking about the general status of this particular race. It's as close as it looks. It is very, very close. I think they have done pretty much all the same checks as far as we can tell. And they're literally just like in the same area right now. I think cheamo just has like just a nose of a lead on Orange right now. Because cheamo's already done this fight that Orange is doing right now. So that's how close it is. Some very, very minor or minimal routing choices have created this very tiny gap between these two runners. Alright, Orange getting that crystal off of Eastern Palace. And that is a 5/6 red crystal. We'll see if that comes into play at some point. We're still looking for that Desert Palace big and a book, so I'm doubtful. But hey, could be. Also, how rude would this seed be if book was on ped? Just can't even look. You gotta blind pull it. Is this lo-fi Megalovania that we're listening to right now? Has this been playing on and off on the boss fights, and I'm just now noticing it? Anyway, crystal for cheamo. All right. cheamo going back in. Very good routing decisions. This is also especially useful if you do not have the mirror. If you've got the biggie, just go straight to the boss, kill the boss, come back in and do the back later. And then you can either mirror out or save and quit later. That works perfectly fine. Put that pot. And I mentioned at the beginning of the race, you notice that cheamo did that little nudge where they're carrying the skull pot above their head and they move themselves so that they're slightly hanging off the edge of the bridge. Speeds you up. Just gives you normal running speed by doing that. Here's some bombs. Looks like cheamo is going to opt out from getting the big key chest as I mentioned earlier. Orange doing some bomb strats. Orange will be very glad to get a refund on those bombs once King Helmasaur goes down. This music, man. Alright, cheamo setting up for their hammer yump, as we like to call it in the industry. That looks good. Beautiful. We're on orange side of things. A lovely crystal. Oh, orange has already cleared out a decent chunk of pod. So now we've got a little bit of a is this how close this is? Between the time that orange just left and cheamo just left, that's the difference between these two runners. I was wrong. So yeah, extremely close between these two. All right. Oh, and the Thieves' Town clear. When did that was that at the very beginning? That was at the very beginning of the race with the Cane of Berna. Good call, chat. Orange does have Thieves' Town down. All right, Orange picking up that Cane of Samaria has that knowledge that Misery Mire is a crystal. And cheamo also picking up that Cane of Samaria. Where the runners choose to go with this. I wonder if Orange is going to check Lumberjack. Have we seen Lumberjack yet? Possible I just missed it. It's not in play just yet because we don't have that second Aga Tower small key. It's junk. The chat is telling me. Cool. We don't have to worry about that. That one Aga small key that we got is enough for the rest of this race. Now is this, yeah, Mushroom Turn In from Orange, which cheamo has already done. And I don't believe this is anything super important. It might be a small key or something. Yeah. Misery Mire! Orange stocking up on potions. Blue potions. That should carry them for the rest of this race. Yeah, and maybe that small key reminding them, oh yeah, I can go and do this thing now. Meanwhile, cheamo's already in there. We got both of our runners in the same place once again. Orange has had some a little bit of cleaning up, overworld cleanup to do before moving over. Ooh, wow, nice fire rod shot. Threading needle with it to get that whiz robe in the far right of that room. And I believe both runners have already gotten 7 out of 8 checks here, so I think they are both just going to be gunning for Vitreous here. These soundtracks are giving me whiplash. You've got a bop on one side of things, and then you've got a jam on the other. Oh, very nice spooky setup from cheamo. Getting through that room very smoothly. And that room as well. Bam, bam. That's like a good, like, 15 seconds saved at least. Oh, and that's Orange setting up for it as well. Throwing that block into the abyss. Oh, or not. That's right. This trick is, like, you want to say it's easy, but, like, I can't do it. Alright. Cheamo making use of that cane of Burna to take down the little eyeballs. Opting not to use arrows. Got 18 of them. Could have used them, but we're just gonna smack Viddy around a little bit. Over on Orange's side, we've got some NMG strats going in, doing the double swings, taking advantage of the damage from the acid to overwrite any damage you could have received from the eyeballs. Oh, you're playing it spooky, my friend. All right, and then we're gonna see arrows from Orange's side. Bam! Both runners grabbing their crystals very close to each other, getting a lovely ether for all of your hard work. Chad asking if he has the bow. Bow was in Misery Mire, so I hope so. Also, they did Eastern Palace and Pod, so I'd be very impressed if they did those without the bow. Both runners in sync, just following each other all around the world. Again, as chat pointed out to me earlier, we do have a Thieves Town clear on Orange's side, whereas we do not on Cheamo's side. So that's really the only thing that's separating these runners right now. Because otherwise, as you can see, they're in the same place right now. Cheamo making good use of those bombs. Bombs kill these things instantly. Bam! Easy peasy room. Yes, chat mentioning boomerang strats on Armos. Absolutely. It was a very quick 48 hits on each of those Armos Knights. Went by so quickly, didn't even see it. Alright. Oh, and with this Cane of Samaria, we're going to see some fancy tricks here in Ice Palace. One that is called Icebreaker, where you kind of break Ice Palace. Cheamo setting up for it here. Very, very cool. So, to explain that trick in as layman's terms as possible, essentially what we're doing is we are extending the door state. So, we're tricking the game into thinking the door is a little bit further out than it is, and then it forces us through the wall because things can't block you from exiting a door. So, trick game, force you to go through a wall. Now we're somewhere in the dungeon with that we shouldn't be as quickly as we got there. So. Oh yay! A third Turtle Rock Small. That's lovely. Alright. Cheamo taking some creative routing here in Ice Palace. Everybody routes this dungeon a little bit differently. Oh, Orange going the same exact way. All that for some bombs in iced tea. Chat asking, is Icebreaker available in other versions? Yeah. You can break ice anywhere you want. Freezor Room giving us a lovely cape. Was there anything on Cape Ledge? I don't think there was. Especially since what we're mostly looking for is big key. I think we would remember if there was a big key up there. Okay. Orange. Hot on the heels of Cheamo in this particular dungeon. And both of these runners doing extremely well with this mode. Bombos, switch to Fire Rod. That is a thing you can do while the Bombos animation is going off. You can quick swap over to the Fire Rod so you have it equipped right in time for this little bit, and then, yeah, focus fire them down. Goodbye, Cold Stare. Oh! Hey, literature! And a save and quit out of there. We are not going to grab that pendant. We definitely do not need that pendant, right? Well, one way we can find out is with that book. Whether or not we need that pendant. So, Orange opting to grab the pendant, whereas Cheamo did not. All right, and back to our usual jams on Cheamo's side of things. All right. I think Orange is taking that book and, yeah, going straight over. Whereas Cheamo is finally clearing up the back of Thieves Town. It's not going to be any necessarily, like, quicker or slower because, like, you don't even have to fight most of the things in this dungeon that Cheamo is in right now. And Blind, it's a kind of a scripted fight. It doesn't go any faster or slower, depending what you have. Oh, that's gross. Tower of Hera, small key. We don't want to go back up there. I mean, I guess we're going to find it somewhere eventually. But seeing as both of these runners, I think, have done Spike Cave already. They already did Spiral Cave. They did Mimic Cave. Unless they're going to loop that in with Turtle Rock checks. That might be a hot minute before we see that key put into play. Book was on, chat asking, Book was on Cold Stare. Cheamo making good use of that hookshot. You can also hookshot to those jail cells. Or at least specifically the little key doors that don't require keys. You know what I'm talking about. The locks. Alright, and now we're going to see what is probably the more traditional script. We didn't get to see it from Orange, because Orange did this fight with just the Can of Burna. But this fight, if you do it correctly, plays out exactly the same every single time. And it doesn't matter how you hit Blind, you just have to hit him 3 times. And it's typically done just by having your sword already in his hitbox. There you go. Perfectly scripted. Easy peasy. Good job, Cheamo. Enjoy your small key. Alright, we are going to grab that small key over down on Desert Ledge. What is it? Alright. Okay, so recently we found the Tower of Hera small key, and we found the Thieves Town small key. So that's good. Chat asking what's go mode? Yeah, we're just looking for the Desert Palace big key at this point. We do have... Oh, I'm sorry, Tree. I didn't know. Is this going to be the Skullwoods big key turn-in? Maybe? Oh, this could be a ped check as well. Yeah. Pulling out that book. All right, everybody. What do you want on here? And is it the Desert Palace big key that you want to see? All right. Cool. All right, so that's mitts on ped. So hopefully King's Tomb does not have our big key. That would be rude. Because we don't need those myths for really anything else. Like, it impacts for people who don't play inverted or are curious about it. It really doesn't impact much other than, like, your early game routing. Hello, Tempered Sword, over on Orange's side of things. Because once you get far enough into the game, the myths, it gives you, like, King's Tomb. And that's it. Lets you route maybe into Turtle Rock a little bit differently. So the myths being there, probably not a big deal unless something's on King's Tomb. And that something being the Desert Palace Big Key. Alright. Orange trying to take damage, but that blasted red mail preventing you from taking anything but like trap damage. And that's to get rid of sword beams for this next fight. Alright, so just a quick 4-ish hits on Mothula. Oh, wow, he's not playing nice today. There we go. Get out of here, Mothula. That's Mothula. That's not a big key. Green pendant though, so that's nice. Still doesn't give us ped, but hey, at least we got Saha to check now. Hooray! Alright. Cheamo also going to pick up their fantastic Thieves Town small key. While we get a big key Skullwood's Turn-In from Orange. Or a fairy in a bottle. Not really needed at this point. They've got half magic, they got red mail. That fairy is not going to see any use. That is a 4th bottle, chat pointing out. Yep, we've done it. Okay, and I believe this is going to be maybe cape check. Okay. It's funny, we have lo-fi Final Fantasy IX music on Cheamo's screen, and then Orange is the one who's playing Freya. I think that's Final Fantasy. That was Final Fantasy IX music. Oh, that was 7. I'm like, wait a sec, that's not a Marn theme. You're correct. That was Final Fantasy 7. Here I am thinking I'm a true Final Fantasy gamer. Saha giving us a piece of heart. Thanks a lot. Yes, Turtle Rock time. We can go through the back door with this wonderful mirror. No myths required to get into Turtle Rock. Okay, good old red meringue. Good old junk. Mirror Shield putting in a lot of work for... Oh, was putting in a lot of work for us. Okay, so Orange found a 5th pod small somewhere, which, with Hammer Yump, makes it so that we can fully clear pod. Not logically, but we can. But the thing is, once you have 5 of the small keys for pod, and you know it's a crystal, you know that there is a 6th one out there because that's logically required for you to defeat the boss. And those keys cannot be in Ganon's Tower. So once you've got the 5, if you know how to Hammer Yump, you can fully clear pod pretty reliably and safely. So it's probably in logic when you're doing it. I did see, I believe, a sword on Cheamo's side of things, so I think we know all 4 sword locations at this point. Because Orange got one out of the back of Skull Woods. that I do not believe Cheamo has gotten yet. All right, lava chest. What do you got? Okay, so cool, I guess. Now we can do all of the dungeon. We could have done it anyway. All right, Orange, are you doing? Okay, so we're gonna do Ether Tablet, and then are we going to see Hera Basement? It's a small key pod. Okay, wait. Like I was saying, that 6 small pod key is gonna be somewhere. Yeah, we're gonna see some Hera Basement. Little. Oh, did we? Oh, and Orange hasn't turned in the big key yet either, because we did this all out of logic at the beginning. So, big chest at the top, and then maybe Hera Basement. We may still skip that because that's a commitment to hop into that check. 10 arrows. Yeah, okay, we are going to see some Hera Basement. If it was just Orange we were watching, I would invite you to take this opportunity to... Oh! Hello, friend. We have found our Go mode right there on the right side of Turtle Rock. And I believe... What time do we have, even? Hour 36-ish. Hour 36:15, we'll say. That's Go mode. Meanwhile, Orange is... having a nice little coffee break, unaware that their opponent is now spiraling or blitzing towards the finish line. Anyway, what is down here? Just a little bit of love. Yeah, spiraling was not the right word. That has different implications. Again, gotta use that book to get into here. Chat pointing out, without those ever important myths, getting to Desert Palace is just ever so slightly slower. Oh, terrible. Anyway, Orange is in the right place at the right time. Well, the right time, I guess, would have been maybe a minute and a half ago, but they're in the right place. So they will be getting their Go mode very shortly as well. Desert Palace Big Key was in the... is it map chest? It's in one of those 2 right chests at the very front of Turtle Rock. Not compass chest. It was in the roller room. So it will be either the last thing that Orange checks here in Turtle Rock, or the penultimate thing. Orange about to get their delightful treat of a Turtle Rock small key. Pokey not playing nice. Oh my gosh. Megalovania. All right. So this is where we would normally ask you to put numbers in chat, but we already have Ganon's Tower Big Key. So if you put in any other number than 0, You see, people in chat already putting a number. That's not even a possible number. All right, yeah, coming in first place, Ravenan in chat. You got it first. Congratulations, you guessed the correct number of checks that we need to do in Ganon's Tower to find our big key. You did it. And Orange, sure enough, doing the very last possible checks to get their big key. But yeah, how quickly did this race turn on its head? Like, these runners have been so close the entire time, and it looked like Orange had a lead because of Thieves Town. It was already done, and then otherwise they were running in sync the entire time. How quick one check can flip the entire race on its head. Because now we've got cheamo doing the climb, basically. We don't need to check anything yet, so we're just going straight up. And Orange still now has to do Desert Palace. And without those ever important mitts, we have to run over there. Orange, you don't have the mitts. You see? That's how important those mitts are. Maybe we should have pulled Ped. Would have saved us 10 seconds there. Anyway, cheamo going up on the climb. Let's look out for some good execution here. Again, this is the main tournament. Anybody who qualified for the main tournament, even then, a lot of people who did not, all amazing runners. So this is always one of the fun things to see. This part, it's going to be kind of samey because at this point, Randomizer is done. Unless, cheamo's fishing for silvers for some reason. This is just going to be all its raw execution. So always exciting to see some of the top runners really perform here because the climb itself and the Ganon fight can decide a race by itself. Cheamo could still have an unfortunate fall to Ganon, and that will catch Orange up immediately. And speaking of Orange, going into Desert Palace, again, gotta go in through the front door with that book inverted. So I just gotta walk through this dungeon real quick so we can get to the back. This isn't like any other mode where you can just mirror into the Landmo section, or Desert Palace 3, Desert Palace North, whatever you want to call it. Alright. I always forget the name of these little lizard people. I always want to call them Lizalfos, and I know that's wrong. Very clean, quick kill from cheamo on those Landmos. Landmos? What's the plural for them? That is always one of the most satisfying rooms to do. It's not that difficult, but it's just so fun. It's just like, boop, boop, boop. Get rid of all those dark whiz robes. Alright. Whoops. That's fine. And then, are we going to grab full magic here? Yes. Good job on Orange's screen. Going pretty quickly. And then Orange has just got a mirror and then flute over to 4 to be right behind cheamo in this climb. Yeah, cheamo doesn't need anything, not checking anything else. We might see this last check right after Moldorm 2 here. Ooh, very fancy. Who knows? Maybe silvers are right here. We'll never know. I do know in some modes, Ganon will very specifically tell you atop my tower when hinting as to where the silvers were. Not in this mode, though. I think he would just say, "Did you find the arrows in my tower?" Yes. Final boss music. Got a 2! That looked like a 1. Because 2 of those, kind of became 1. Oh. Okay, so 2, 1, 2 so far. This should do it, though. Alright, Aghanim 2 down, so we are just down to a Ganon fight at this point. 2, 1, 1, 1. I am being corrected by chat. I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube, you could just hit the back button and confirm for yourself. Yes, Hyrule Castle. That's where Ganon has been lying in wait all along. Alright, so, cheamo has Tempered Sword. Doesn't really, if you do this first part... Yeah, setting up for the 1-and-1. 2, 3, 4... Oh, that might have been, yeah, just a frame off from that one missed swing. But... So no 1-and-1, but I mean... That's the most that you miss out by not having Gold Sword, is just like an easy 1-and-1. Otherwise, this fight is not any really quick or slower until, like, the 4th phase. And even then, just a couple swings that you're saving yourself from doing. This phase, you just gotta bop Ganon on the nose anytime you can, just once for each side of the room. Alright, yep. I think he said his tower, so... Could have been in that last chest. Maybe Orange will confirm for us. Ooh, spooky. Very nice triples coming out from cheamo there. I believe this is... Ooh, gosh. I always forget how many swings this is. This is either 12 swings. I think it's 12. Yeah, it's just 12. All right, everybody, get your GGs in chat for cheamo, who is our first runner to finish today. Assuming they can make it across this bridge. There we go. Great. With an official racetime.gg time of hour 47 and 49 seconds, cheamo is our winner of this tiebreaker. GGs. And Orange will most assuredly be coming up right behind here. As I see they are continuing the run. You might as well. You're in Ganon's tower. Yeah, what if we just got that dark period again as like cheamo is crossing the bridge? We would never know. Wow, just gliding through Moldorm 2 there. All right, what's in this chest, Orange? Are you gonna check for us? Those aren't silvers. Alright, so that means the silver arrows are just somewhere in the basement. Alright. Let's see how this fight goes. Both runners, by the way, get the same exact fight here. Aghanim will do the same exact teleportation patterns and whatnot, so everything's evened out. There was that one again. Yep, another one. Ooh, very good. All right, and off we go. All right, Orange hopping into the Ganon fight to close or finish this race out. And with that gold sword, the one-on-one's going to be easy. You just got to hit him 6 times. 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. Do it again. Once he lifts his spear. 1, 2, 3. Done. Yeah. End of the race. Might as well just use that cape. We're not going to really need a lot of magic to finish Ganon off. So. Oop. Ganon being rude. All right, and taking out that fire rod, you can expect to see some triples coming out from Orange here. Yeah, very, very clean. Yep. Playing it safe. Don't want to get hit by those bats. If you are doing any kind of directional input, when those bats hit you, they push you in the opposite direction. You don't want to go somewhere you did not expect. And we have a second downed Ganon. Everybody, assuming Orange can make it across this bridge, get your GGs in the chat. And finishing in second place with an official race time.gg time of hour 51:42 seconds. We have Orange finishing. And joining me on call is cheamo and Orange, both of them at the same time. Welcome and GGs to both of you.
GG.
GG. GGs. Man, you both put on a fantastic race for us. It was so incredibly close the entire time, like maybe a dungeon apart at some portions, and literally it was just that one last piece of go mode that kind of flipped the race on its head. Talk about the early game a little bit. How did you feel about this race going into the light world?
Well, early game we rolled inverted key sanity, which wasn't supposed to happen. I
Oh,
played it
really?
twice already, and I don't think either of us have played Ambrosia, so I was sure that's the only thing I've been playing. And this mode is really dumb anyway, so yeah, I don't know, my start was bad, then it's typical inverted, you get Dark World access and just clear like everything slowly. And your boots are sitting there in Eastern, but why would you go there?
Yeah, of course. Like, and again, you two, I think, were like back and back. Like, both of you got to the boots like right around the same time, kind of thing. But yeah, of course, boots are going to be locked away farther in the back of Eastern Palace. So very cool. Gosh,
early game was just kind of awkward in general.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, there was a section, and the reason I'm asking about like what you folks were thinking about the light world is we actually lost you folks for a little bit. Like the stream kind of like went kaput for a tiny bit, so we were operating just off of sound cue, so we missed. I believe Orange, you did a dip into Swamp Palace really early on, because the first time that I saw you go into there, you had already actually opened the first chest in there up. Yeah. How do you typically prefer to route the light world in this mode? Do you have like a set strategy that you folks like to stick to, or do you just kind of, anytime you get into the light world, you just work with what you have and use that to influence your routing?
I'm a fan of going to Lost Woods into Sanctuary early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I don't play this mode, so I just kind of YOLO it.
Very much the same. I get into their light world. I'm just like, all right, well, where on my tracker is the most green things. I'm going in that direction now.
It's nice to have
Yeah.
flippers because you can use the whirlpools. Probably I lost time doing that, but it seems nice.
And just when you pull the mirror in Kakariko, you're like, well, I'm doing Smith chain.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, yeah, because you just mirror right in front of Jeremiah, and then you could just take him home right there and then, easy peasy. Cool. Geez, I don't really have any like super pressing questions. Again, this was just a really close race this entire time. Any thoughts from you folks that you want to take away from this? I know this was the final race for this group, basically. So who is the other person from your group who's going to be moving on?
Elmeron.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Again, congratulations, Cheamo. I believe this basically means that you're moving on at this point. I don't think anything's been decided for who's running against who next, but this coming Saturday, main tournament will be back in full swing. And I do know there's another group that also has a tiebreaker that may influence things. That's happening on Wednesday. So, any final thoughts from either of you before we begin to close up shop here?
Nope, GG's. It was a really good group. It was fun playing with you, Orange. Thanks for the restream.
GG's. It was nice to race you outside of glitch modes.
that gave me a chance to win.
I thought the key sanity gave me a chance to win.
Yeah, it did. But I mean, this CG just did everything, and then there's a nice route hunt at the end, like most key sanity modes. So.
Yeah, but the funny thing about my run in this tournament was that until tonight, all my losses were in non-key modes, and all my wins were in key sanity modes. So
right. Yeah.
Well then, very cool. Well, thank you both so much for volunteering to be featured on stream, putting on a show for us. Always really fun to see talented runners such as yourself perform. And again, GG's to both of you. Cheamo, you're moving on. Orange, great run. We all just watched it and it was wonderful. So if we have nothing else, let me talk about what's going on SpeedGaming before we close up shop. There is stuff happening right now on SpeedGaming 5 and 2. That's just twitch.tv SpeedGaming 5 or 2. One of them's got a daily race for A Link to the Past Randomizer, actually. And then Zelda 1 Randomizer is over on SpeedGaming 2. Thank yous to my tracker, Lapoy, who has been pressing the buttons behind the scenes. Wonderful job. Drossi for getting us back up and running when we were having a little bit of a hiccup back there. And to all of you for watching this wonderful thing that we all enjoy playing together, A Link to Past Randomizer. I have nothing else, so wish you all a very good night, and GG's.